Is God real? How can I be sure that God really exists? We know that God is real because He reveals Himself in three ways: in creation, in His Word, and in His Son, Jesus Christ. The most fundamental proof of God's existence is in what He has created. For since the creation of the world, His invisible attributes have been clearly seen, being understood by the things that have been made, even His eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse, as it says in Romans. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the sky proclaims His handiwork. If you found a watch in the middle of a field, you certainly wouldn't think that it just appeared out of nowhere or that it had always been there. When you see how skillfully it is made, you know that it was made by a watchmaker. When we observe the world around us, we see that it is made even more perfectly and precisely. Our measurement of time is not based on a clock, but on the constancy of God's creation, on the rotation of the earth, and on the changing radioactive properties of the cesium-133 atom. The entire universe is filled with the perfection of creation, which points to a great creator. If you found a coded message, you would try to decipher it, realizing that someone with intelligence came up with this code and sent it. How much more complex is the DNA code that is in each of our cells? Does not the complexity and design of DNA indicate an intelligent author of the code? God not only created a perfect and harmonious physical world, but also placed in our hearts a sense of eternity. Man has an innate sense that life exists beyond the obvious world, that there is something higher than this earthly routine. This sense of eternity manifests itself in us in at least two ways: moral laws and worship. Every civilization in history has been subject to certain moral laws, which are surprisingly similar to each other, despite the differences in time and location. For example, the ideal of love is valued throughout the world, while betrayal and lies are universally condemned. The moral principles that unite us, a global understanding of good and evil, point to a higher morality that instilled this feeling in us. Likewise, people all over the world, regardless of culture, have always had a system of worship. The objects of worship may have varied, but the sense of a higher power is an undeniable part of human nature. Our tendency to praise corresponds to the fact that God created us in His own image. God has also revealed Himself through His Word, the Bible. Throughout Scripture, the existence of God is treated as a self-evident fact. When Benjamin Franklin wrote his autobiography, he did not waste time proving His existence. Likewise, God does not do this in His book. The way the Bible affects our lives, its integrity, and the miracles that accompanied the writing of this book are all worthy of our attention. God has also revealed Himself through His Son, Jesus Christ. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God, and the Word became flesh and dwelt among us. In Jesus Christ, all the fullness of the Godhead dwells bodily. In His amazing life, Jesus fully followed all the laws of the Old Testament and fulfilled the prophecies about the Messiah. He showed compassion and publicly performed miracles to confirm His mission and attest to His divinity. And on the third day after the crucifixion, He rose from the dead, which was confirmed by hundreds of eyewitnesses. The historical records are replete with evidence of the essence of Jesus. As the Apostle Paul said, "For these things were not done in a corner." However, we understand that there will always be skeptics who deny God and any evidence. There will also be those who cannot be convinced by any evidence. Ultimately, everything depends on the faith of each person.